former Secretary of State and CIA, Mike Pompeo, joins us now. Mr. Secretary, your thoughts about this framing out of a deal with China that has involved, supposed to make the soybean farmers very happy, as well as rare earth deal and the TikTok deal, just some of the things that are supposed to be included in a deal. What do you think?
So it was great to hear Secretary Besson talk so confidently about having a framework in place on all of those. I think it's important to add export controls as well. That is, the Chinese are concerned about things we'll sell them and that we won't sell them. And so it sounds like they've got a pretty comprehensive set of ideas about how to go build it out. It's going to prove to be the devil in the details, as these things always are, Brian. Getting from a framework to an actual documented agreement, I'm sure will have its moments, its ups and downs, but it certainly sounds like Secretary Besson has the space to go deliver on an outcome that'll be good for, I'm from Kansas, be good for American farmers and good for the American economy as well.
But, Mr. Secretary, I want to get to the other topic, but I do want to know the farmers don't have much time. I mean, the soybeans, they usually 20% of all their soybeans go to China. They bought none. So how patient do they have to be?
Boy, I hope we're talking days and weeks, months. Your point's exactly right. Months won't work when you've got to go reinvest, go buy new equipment.
Yeah.
I know that industry pretty well. We're talking about a disaster for the Middle Western soybean economy and more broadly the agriculture economy. I think of all the jobs that are supported by that who make tractors and fertilizer and all the implements. Time is definitely of the essence. And Secretary Besson, I'm sure, is quite aware of that and is working to make a timeline that actually delivers. They could buy those soybeans, by the way, Brian, tomorrow and bring us out of this very problem. I know President Trump will press Xi Jinping on that.
By the way, they're cheaper and better. So we're not asking a favor. It's a better product. Yep.
That's why they bought them.
Yep. Hey, let's talk Gaza for a second. It looks like Egyptians are going to use their resources. They're putting them into Gaza right now to help recover those 14 to 15 hostages whose bodies are still in that region. They told them exactly where to get 10 of them. They delivered 4 of them. What does that tell you that the Egyptians are that active?
I think this is really good news. It's really good news to get these bodies returned to their families. That's part of phase 1, something Hamas was supposed to do very quickly. They've not moved as quickly as they needed to comply with their requirements. But second, the fact that the Egyptians are on the ground suggests that they are beginning to build out a framework for the security. And Brian, you know this, nothing moves on phase 2 until you get security. Hamas has to be defeated in detail. Otherwise, we'll be right back in the soup again. If Hamas continues to have weapons and capabilities, the Israelis won't have the security they need. And you can't begin to do all the investment and rebuild that is necessary for Gazans to live a decent life. And
I think the training is going on in Jordan and Egypt. To get an international force there, they need about 30,000. And Indonesia is the first one to step up. Meanwhile, the good news is President Trump put this on True Social. We have a very strong Middle East, strong peace in the Middle East, and I believe it has a good chance of being everlasting. Hamas is going to have to start returning the bodies of the deceased hostages, including 2 Americans, quickly, or the other countries involved in this great peace will take action. And he did have a stopover to refuel in Qatar. And he wants everyone to know he's not taking his eye off the ball. The vice president's been over to Israel. The Secretary of State's been over there, too. I think it's so important to stay hands-on.
Yes, Brian, if President Trump is either steps away or is perceived to a step away, this could get spin back out of control. President Trump gets that. You're exactly right. Think Malaysia, think Indonesia. He's met with the Indonesian leadership. President Trump is very focused on delivering a solution that is long-term and lasting. And he has made very clear, too, if Hamas doesn't comply with its requirements, he will unleash an enormous force against them. So all the elements that got us to where we are, President Trump has stayed focused on. Now the hard work of sustaining this peace and then delivering an outcome with political governance that's not controlled by Hamas or the knuckleheads at the United Nations as it was for the last decade and a half.
Shane Gillis called me, wanted to know if I would ask you what your secret is about doing stand-up in front of a hostile crowd. But you did very well the other night at the Al Smith dinner. Great job, Mr. Secretary, and good luck at Columbia.
I think Mr. Gillis is doing just fine, Brian. Have a good day.
I will tell him. All right. Thanks so much. Meanwhile,